What's up, YouTube? Gray-headed gamer here, and Cryengine 5 is out, and I've noticed on the interwebs that a lot of people are having a hard time actually getting started in Cryengine 5. So we're gonna just do a real quick tutorial video on how to get some assets and get into building in Cryengine 5 for all the noobs out there like me. I'm not a qualified or trained Crytek guy. So first thing you gotta do, of course, is go to Cryengine.com, and you're gonna get the Cryengine. You'll have to set up an account. Of course, there was a lot of problems with this at the beginning, but they're starting to iron out most of the problems. I finally got logged in, and make sure once you do create an account, you go to your email and verify your account on the email, or you will not be able to access the server. That was a problem I was having, and it was as simple as clicking an email. So once you have your Cryengine, and I do suggest you pay a little for it. You know, I know they have it where you can pick what you want to pay. This is a very powerful program, so give them a little love, guys. So next up, you're gonna download your launcher once you get that going. Real quick, here's a couple of the errors I was having when I first started Cryengine. Missing MFC 140 DLL. You can go on the internet and download that exact DLL, and I just dropped it into my Cryengine root folder, and everything worked fine. It might have something to do with C++. I'm not really sure. Once again, I'm not an expert, but it helped me. And of course, you have this login fail server not reachable. That's because I didn't verify my email. Make sure you verify your email. It doesn't tell you to go and do that. So, and it should be pretty much self-explanatory. The only other error that was happening a lot was this internal server error, and that was on their side when you were trying to actually put in your personal information for your Cryengine account. So if that happens, yeah, there's not much you can do about that. You just got to keep trying. So now that we have our Cryengine launcher, you're going to launch it, and you'll have to log in, of course. And everything is done actually online now, so you have to be logged in. And I'm gonna log in, and here we go. Is our Cryengine launcher. You'll have to, of course, install the engine as well, which I've already done that. But once that's done, you can click on New Project, C++ blank, and we're gonna name this test. And then you choose a file location, and then I just put it right into the same folder that my Cryengine is in. Go to the Crytek folder here, and I already have, or I did have, right above it, I'm sorry, Cry Projects. I created that folder, so anytime I create a new project, I can just drop it right in there. Hit OK, and create project. Now this is going to bring up the actual engine, but there's a problem, and I'll show you. With a little coffee fuel here. And here is the new layout for Cryengine. Normally I would pull the two toolboxes off the side and put them on my other monitors, but we're going to work on a single monitor today. Now that you have your Cryengine open, if you open and go to a let's just open a new project. Let's do that. And we'll call this one test as well. You will notice the very first problem we run into, and that is you have absolutely no assets, no textures, no materials, no nothing. And if you were used to using the SDK before, either the free SDK or the one that you paid for on Steam, it came with quite a bit of assets from Cryengine. And I know this a lot of people were having problems with that. And I'm going to show you the really quick, easy way to remedy all of this. Come up here to your library, and once you click your library, it's going to be empty. All right, so go to the marketplace, and here in the marketplace, you're going to find a lot of free assets, a whole bunch of free assets from Crytek. And you are going to want to add these to your cart and download them. The main one you want is right here, Cryengine Game SDK Sample Project. Download that one first. Or 3rd or 19th, it doesn't matter. But just go through and go to 3D models here. And you can sort by price lowest, which will bring up all these free items. Download them. Download them all. These are from Crytek. This is a lot of the stuff that was in the original SDK that you got automatically before. So once you download, or I should say buy, quote unquote, for free, head on back to your launcher. and look at your library. Now in your library, you're gonna have a ton of stuff now. Before it was empty, and I left one how it's gonna show up. You just click install, and very quickly it pulls that in. And there we go, it is installed. So we can install all of these into our projects. Very simple way to do that in one lump go. Or I should say at least most of them. I haven't went through and found out exactly which of these are actually in this sample project yet, but quite a few of them are. So if we add existing project, and then you're going to go to where that project is at. So I come up here, Cryengine Launcher, Crytek. I forgot, I added so many more that it just threw me off. So here's your Games SDK. Open it up and just click on Games SDK. Leave it right there. Hit OK. Now it's going to add that in your projects file. Sorry, guys. Like I said, I'm not a trained Crytek guy. I just figured this out because I click a lot of buttons. So now we have Game SDK as a project. We added it as an existing project. Click it, and don't forget single click, because you'll open multiple instances of Cryengine and then screw everything up. So now that we have that open, we can come up here to File, Open, and just like before, we had multi and single player. We'll go to single player, we'll go to Woodlands, and we'll open that. We get this. Once all the textures load in and it gets ready, that's our spawn box that we just spawned at. This is a sample level with sounds, special effects, everything. And you can just scroll and come around. You can even go into game mode, a little controller button up here. And when you drop into game mode, you can kill chickens, if you so desire. And it gives you a full level of beautiful things and stuff, a lot of trees, a lot of artwork, some basic weapons. And then you can also look around and see all the aspects of a game level. And you can just basically reverse engineer from there to start with your own deals if that is what you so desire. I myself, I just enjoy level building. But it's beautiful to come in here and see how water works, ripples to make waterfalls more believable. Rock formations, how they have trees set up, and this is done by a professional level designer, so it just gives you a really, really, really good idea. It also allows you to start a new project, and we're going to call this one Test 2. And then once we start a new project, now we're starting, if we go back to brush over here, we're starting with all the assets that were in that Games SDK folder. So now instead of you starting off with absolutely nothing but replace me's, we can go ahead and come into our terrain editor, go into paint, change this to default, and these will all pop up now with actual materials. Come down to terrain. Let's do some ground and rough stone. Change the color to more stony, brownish. Okay. Flood the level. And now look, instead of our untextured ground, we actually have textured ground. Same with everything else, you know, you can generate some crazy terrain real quick. And, you know, of course, it's just like the regular standard SDK. Let me get outside of this mountain. I'm inside a very tall mountain. But you guys get the point. It goes back to the Games SDK that we're used to. And of course, that is just a ridiculous amount of terrain generation, but you get the idea. So now you have the trees, you have the vegetation, and it all was inside that Games SDK folder. So you can start your own project using those assets. Something else you can do, no, we do not want to save that because that's horribly ugly, is once you pull the launcher up, your Games SDK project is here now. The little file button down here will actually open the location on your hard drive. Come back into your library, and let's say residential buildings. Click down, reveal and explore, and here is the Crytek residential buildings. We don't want to do that. This is the Games SDK folder that it made for you. Once we come over here into assets, here's all your pack files. To add what you downloaded over here from that store, all you have to do is grab this, right click, drag it over, and copy here. Now you have the residential buildings that were in this pack here. So let's take a look at those real quick on the Cryengine Marketplace. Just to see, so you can see what you get. Harbor buildings, residential buildings. So you're going to get a plethora of just different rustic buildings, greenhouses, little cabins. Everyone's got to have logs. Outhouses. How can you not have outhouses? And that's all free. And it's as easy as sliding that pack file over. So for any of you guys that are just starting, I know there's a lot of guys out there that's, very skilled in Crytek, and they don't need this information. And then there's a lot of guys like us that are just into level design, just into, having fun. I love creating. And this is like the high-tech adult version of Minecraft. Not taking anything away from Minecraft. I'm a Minecraft fan, so there you go, guys. How to get your free assets and get them working. And I think next we're going to take a look at Humble Bundle, and we'll do that later. Thanks for joining me, guys, and I'll see you later.